Today we're going to focus on how to add Evernote to your Mac so that we have a place where we can basically do an online spiral. So in the past in classes you probably had a 3-section spiral where you kept all your notes for ELA, but in this class we're going to do it digitally. So the first thing you need to do is find your self-service station. If it's over on your desktop, then go ahead and click on it. If it's not, then to find it, go to your Launchpad, click, and then enter self-service. However you get there, go ahead and open it. Now what I want you guys to do is to go over to the side to where it says Applications and click on it. Now there are two ways to find Evernote, which is what we're going to install. You can either scroll down and find it, here it is, or if it's not popping up, you can type in Evernote in the search bar and click, and it will pop up. Either way, find Evernote and then click Install. And then it'll run the policy to install it. It might take up to a couple of minutes, but it shouldn't take that long. So go ahead and install Evernote. Then pause this video until that's done. Once you're done downloading Evernote, we're going to actually find it and then put it on our dock. Now mine's already on my dock because I've been using it. What you guys need to do to find it and put it on your dock is just like what we did with self-service. I'm going to go over to my Launchpad. I'm going to click on the search bar, type in Evernote. Now to get it to go on my dock, I'm going to click, make a space for it down here, and then drop it. Now I already have it there, so I'm not going to do that, but you guys need to do that to add it to your dock so that it's easy for you to access. Once you've done that, open it up. Now I already have a couple of journals created, but what I want you guys to do right now is to create and rename a new journal. Now it pops up with a default which will have A. Springer 1's notebook, but I want you to actually create a new one. So you guys are going to go up to the menu up at the top for the program, click File, New Notebook, and then I want you to click on Synchronized Notebook. That's so that it will update and it will be able to be accessed from home and from the web, etc. So you want to make sure you put Synchronized Notebook. If you put Local Notebook, it's only going to save on this computer, and that's not what we want. So click Synchronized Notebook, and then I want you to name it your first and last name, and then ELA Journal. When you've done that, click. Now I already have a duplicate, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the one that I created. Now click into your journal that you just created, and we're going to do a few basics. Now the first thing I want you to do is over here it'll give you the title of the journal, and then this next option is the sharing settings. And I want everybody to go to the sharing settings and click on it. Now it's going to ask you, do you want to share this notebook? Well, I want all of you guys to actually share this notebook with me. So what you need to do is go down to where it says share with individuals. And then I need you to type in my email, and I'll put this also up on the board, but it's aspringer@liberty.k12.mo.us. And then at the bottom on the scroll down menu, I need you to change it to modify notes. That means if I need to, I can go in and post something or comment or do other things in your journal if I need to correct something or share something with you. When that's done, then click Share. Okay, a couple of things about the Evernote layout. Now, right now I have it in kind of a smaller mode. You can make it full screen. You can hide your toolbars. There are lots of options that you can do, and you guys, I'll let you have time to kind of mess around with it in a second. But the next thing I want you guys to notice is how you create notes. Now, notes are the same as if you were writing a handwritten page in your spiral. If you go over here, you can actually create reminders. So if you've got a test or a quiz or an assessment associated with a note that you wrote, let's say you wrote a note about summary and you have a test over summary in a week, you can click on the reminder button, and then you can set yourself a reminder that's attached to that note, which is kind of fun. So you add a date, you add a time, and then it can remind you, hey, you need to look at this page because you have an assessment coming up on that topic. Now this next one is annotation, which you guys probably won't use very much. This one says, do I want to show it in full screen? And this next button is where you are able to share with someone else. So you can open a link, you can email it, you can share the notebook with somebody, which occasionally every once in a while I will have you guys write something in here and then email it to me, and I'll show you guys how to do that again. Now this button right here, if you click on it, just basically gives you the information about the journal. And then this is the delete button, which we don't need right now. Now to type a note, you just click on New Note. Then we're going to give it a title. So one of the first ones we're going to do is Summary. So I'm going to title it Summary. Now this box is just like a regular old Word document without as many features. So I can click on the different fonts, the sizes, bold, italic, underline, change the color. I can highlight. I can organize it by how I want the line spacing to be. And I can also add voice comments. That's this button with the microphone. I can add a picture like this. And I can add an attachment. So if I wanted to add a picture from a file that I had on my computer or that I'd saved from Google, then I can do that as well. So this is pretty interactive, and you can add all types of media. And along the way, as we get used to using this, I'm going to ask you guys to do those things. Now, the cool thing about Evernote is that it's not specific to your computer if you set it up so that it has that sharing option in the beginning. So if for some reason your computer goes in to be repaired, you don't lose your Evernote spiral. It will still be there because it's on that program, and you can even access it from the web. So don't freak out about that. Now, over here on the sidebar, you'll see there are different categories. It tells you these are your notes. If I switch, I can see all my notebooks I have. And you guys can do this for multiple classes. So if you may have another teacher who asks you to use Evernote, you can use the same program. You can just create a different notebook or a journal. Then tags mean, how do I find this? So it's kind of like tags work just anywhere else, just on the interweb, on blogging, on Twitter, etc. So to tag something, you can find it easily and search for it. So I have 2 notes that are tagged summary, one that's tagged prefix, one that's tagged a writing response. That makes it easier for you to find things. All right, for right now, I want you guys to go up to where it says New Note. Make sure it's in your ELA journal. So to make sure that it's in the right spot, just click on this down arrow, and I'm going to want to make sure that it's in my ELA journal. And I do actually want to create a new note. So we're going to title this first note, Main Idea and Supporting Details. Once you get to that spot, you're ready to start the next step of the lesson for today. So I will come back to you in person.